I have my son Abonte's Harley Davidson here. It has two issues. First off, it's a 2016 and it's got the original battery. Well, you do the math. It's over 7 years old. Battery shot. More important, well, it's got the factory exhaust system. We can't have that on Tech Garage. So join us as we upgrade this exhaust system, and at the end, we're gonna wake up this Harley and hopefully the neighbors too.
Man, oh man, we are revved up here on Tech Garage, presented by RockAuto.com. We always have cool cars in the studio, but we don't get motorcycles very often. John, you brought your son's bike in here. This is Abonte's. We love the bike, but a couple little issues with it. One thing, it's not cranking. At least not all the time.
Yeah, you know, it's a 2016 Road King, phenomenal bike. Took a look under the seat, and it's got the Harley battery. I mean, you guys can do the math. That's 6, 7 years old. Any battery, motorcycle or car, is just not going to last that long. No worries. RockAuto.com hooked us up with one. Went to their website, matched it up. Boom, that problem solved. Bigger problem though, Dave?
Yeah, well, it's a Harley Davidson, but it doesn't quite sound like a Harley ought to. It's not as loud as it should be, I guess. Not as mean as it should be.
Yeah, right. And loud pipes save life. So, I mean,
really
you know, we're going to keep them safe. And we want it to breathe better. We want it to perform better. We're going to put an intake on it and exhaust system. You can see the stock system there. You know, it looked good. Everything was good. It sounded, well, listen to it. It didn't sound quite that great as this is going to sound, and Reinhardt Racing hooked us up with a new system, a completely new system. I mean, take a look at that, man. You actually have the header that goes down over to the crossover. You got the beautiful mufflers with the logo on the back. The little black inlay is phenomenal. And then we're going to put an air cleaner on it, man. That's really going to set this thing off, Dave. But, you know, the two of the exhaust, Benjamin and Bonte, well, they went right to it. It was pretty simple.
Yeah, John, first thing first, you had to be able to get to the exhaust. So we had to remove the saddlebags, and that's just kind of like a couple of bolts, a little bit like Zeus fasteners, quarter turn, pop both of those off, and the bags come right off.
Right, and then we went to the right floorboard, the actual where your foot goes down there, kind of in the way of the exhaust system, a couple of bolts, removed that, took the floorboard off so we can gain access to the exhaust system.
And now it's time to remove the actual muffler. That's just the back section there, so a clamp on the front and 2 bolts that are holding it up to a bracket on the bike, and those come right off.
Yeah, and that bolted right up to the crossover pipe, and that had to be removed. So I went up to the header, removed it from the crossover to the muffler back there you already had off. That was pretty easy. Once I got that separated, that come off, and then, you know, there was nothing left there but a bracket there, Dave.
And that bracket just came off with a couple of bolts, and the new kit came with another bracket, so we just take that bracket and throw it away.
Yeah, now let's say where you kind of want to slow down. We got up to the head of the motorcycle. We sprayed it with some PB Blaster a little bit earlier, made sure the bolts are coming off, took our time, got those off, and then we removed both of the brackets. It's twin on the front and the back. Got those off, and man, it was off to the races.
Well, and as you said, take your time with stuff like this. Anything, you know, chrome is involved here. You don't want to scratch it up and everything too. So just take your time when you're doing anything with a bike or with a car. Next step, removing the header and the oxygen sensor. We took the header off. That enabled us to actually reveal the oxygen sensor and take that out with no problem at all.
Yeah, and then we had to take the exhaust flanges off the exhaust system, the old exhaust system. Matter of just slipping them off of there and put them on the new system. It didn't come with it, but those are the exhaust flanges that bolt up to the head, so you know you're going to have a perfect fit every time, and it's going to be sealed. There's not going to be any problems.
Now, the old gasket was kind of heat checked there, so once we got the header off, we pretty much had to scrape that thing off with a spatula. We grabbed a pair of pliers and yanked it out of there. The new kit comes with a new gasket anyway.
Yeah, and we were using the OEM oxygen sensor, but Reinhardt Racing was kind enough to give us another hole there if we want to use a wideband or some different oxygen sensors. So we had to plug that up. They give us everything to do it with. We plugged that up. We're using the factory one. Yes, we'll tune it. Yes, we'll get it right, but it's a good way to do it.
Yeah, and just reversing the process there from there. Once you put everything back on, you put the gasket back on, you put the header, crossover pipes with a bracket, and that's just about finish the deal in reverse order.
Yeah, you don't have a lot to do, but you know, I live the dream here at Tech Garage. I get to work with my son every day, and God knows I cherish every minute of it. But Dave, I think I'll leave this one to you. You don't have much left, and I don't want to get dirty.
Well, of course, you don't want to get dirty. Any chance to work with a gardener is a good day. Abonte's in here to actually help me finish up the exhaust project here, and it's just as simple as putting the muffler back back on. Abante, we're just putting it back on the pipe there, and we've already put the clamp here on the front. We slid it up forward, and we're going to slide it back to meet the pipe. Why'd you guys choose Reinhardt?
Well, we chose Reinhardt because a couple of my buddies who ride really loves the sound. Reinhardt has a very unique sound, and that's what I wanted on my bike.
All right, sounds a big part of the deal when you're riding a Harley Davidson here. Now we've slid it in, and it needs a little coaxing with the rubber mallet there. We're just trying to line up the 2 holes on the actual muffler itself with the bracket. They give you a new bracket as well. We're going to finish that up. Those 2 bolts will be able to draw the muffler up to the bracket. We don't want any rattling. We don't want anything to come loose while we're riding this bike. We're also going to put an air cleaner on this. And when we come back, John Gardner's going to tell you what an air cleaner and an exhaust system actually does. You don't want to miss it. You're really going to dig that demo. When we come back, the Tech Garage presented by RockAuto.com.
Well, we hope you're enjoying this episode of Tech Garage. I know we are. But you can also tune in to Motorhead Garage. Dave, you're a man of multi-talents, and Motorhead Garage, well, that's a great show.
Well, the show's great because we show you all the latest technology and all the coolest aftermarket gear for your vehicle. It's the only place on TV that does that, John.
Yeah, make sure you check them out on Sunday mornings at
8:30 a.m. only on Motor Trend.